All right, Sunday night, good evening. It is time for my weekly offerings to Zhao Gongming. And I'm going to try to liven it up a bit with some stories, but I don't really know what I'm going to talk about if I'm being honest. I got a couple of it. All right, here we go. First, Zhao Gongming. I thank you for the fortuitous events that have happened this past week and for the fortune gained on my behalf with your help. I ask that this please continue. And then out of every set of three, one these golden ingots are for you. The two I ask to be deposited for me and put to the winds of change. These three on the left here and the 9 pieces of ancestral mine underneath are for you at your discretion. So thank you, Zhao Gongming, and ask that my beneficial fortune please continue for this week and beyond. So, okay. Alright, so once upon a time, let's just pretend that I wasn't very well behaved. And I know that's hard to imagine now. But, yeah, let's just pretend that a little bit. And let's just pretend that I didn't exactly have a lot of supervision. Except we don't really have to pretend that, because that's 100% true. So, what kind of behaviors can one get up to when they don't have any supervision, have an inquisitive mind, and too much time on their hands? Well, let's just say that if you don't have a whole lot of stuff, other people's trash can become a treasure. And maybe that's just what happened. And let's just say that somebody found a bamboo pole one day. And then used an old rusted blade to cut it into sections. Because he may have seen a Bruce Lee movie on television. Not streaming, actual television, right? So I cut this thing into little sections. And I totally screwed up the first couple of sections. I really did. I realize you haven't been able to see what I'm burning. That kind of sucks. Anyways, you get the idea. Anyways, you're here for the story. Come on. So man, what was I? I was probably only like 12 or 13 or something like that. So just smart enough to get myself in trouble. Oops, let's just go ahead and move this. Too inquisitive for my own good, you know. So I turned these things, I was going to turn these things into some nunchucks, you know, because why not? I mean, I watched Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles when I was growing up. You know, the real ones, not the reruns. And including the cartoons. Well, actually, they were only a cartoon at that point in time. So I'd seen some Bruce Lee on television, man, you know, and I'd seen some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles kicking some ass, and so why can't I, right? So, oh, come on. So I go ahead and I eventually I use a rod and I had a lot of time and but not a lot of tools, and so you can kind of get away with that when you don't have anything better to do. I'm pretty sure I was on summer break, and I'm pretty sure that because my mom was watching this kid from our church, right? But I had made these nunchucks by then, right? And I've been playing around with them, you know, and I was pretty good because, you know, I didn't have to use them against anybody. And so finally, get these nunchucks made. And so now, what am I going to use for cord, right? Well, you're going to use whatever you can find in the fucking trash is what you're going to use. So I found an old electrical cord. I literally cut that. I cut that to make the cord for my wannabe nunchucks. Made out of some trash bamboo pole that somebody tossed away. And I was the shit. And so I cut this cord, and I was like, all right, I have to admit it doesn't work as well as I thought. But, you know, it still works pretty goddamn good. And I thought I was getting pretty good with them. And I guess you could say I was. But I talked about that kid my mom was seeing, and was watching, air quotes, watching. If I could do all of this, you know she wasn't watching shit, except reruns on television. You know, Days of Our Lives or what the hell ever. And so anyways, so this kid kind of pisses me off. You know, he's just a mouthy little shit. And I like the guy. But, you know, I had the nunchucks in my hand. And so I swing him a little bit, and he gets scared and runs. You know, and I literally just took those nunchucks and I threw them clear across the lot, the property lot. Hit the dude in the back of the fucking head. I couldn't have done that today if I wanted to, right? Hit him in the back of the head. He goes face down, gets hit into the dirt, starts crying, and being me, I just ran off because I didn't know what the hell else to do, you know. So I run off. This guy's crying. He's in my backyard, right? So it's not like there's some mystery about which kid did this, you know. There's only one suspect, right? And the truth is I don't really remember how that ended up. So it either means I had a concussion, or or it wasn't that bad. But man, I still remember throwing those nunchucks clear across that fucking yard, hitting that kid in the back of the head, him going down crying, and I was like, oh shit. Of course, but I didn't cuss back then, so it would have been, oh jolly gosh, or something. I don't remember. And that poor kid, man. We were still kind of friends after, but as you can probably imagine, that friendship was just a little bit strained. And you know, I'm not gonna say that it was his fault. You know, that's just kind of how that goes sometimes. You know, under supervised kids. Yeah, of course, if we had like devices like they do now, I mean, we wouldn't be able to afford it if we did. And now I wouldn't have gotten into hardly anything. My childhood would have been fairly normal, probably boring. But I guess I can't really say that we didn't have devices. We just didn't own them. And what I mean by that is they still had the Game Boys at Walmart back then, right? So you could walk into Walmart and they had them like anchored to the service desk sort of thing, in the electronics area. So you could go over there and you didn't have to pay a damn thing. You could play for hours. I know, because we would do that. Of course, we were like teenagers by then, like driving teenagers by then, because we didn't have a Walmart for years. I was in high school when it happened, so. All right, and go ahead and get this paper going. Just say no to lampshade nunchucks, you guys. Slam responsibly. Okay. Oh, that poor kid, man. That poor kid. There we go. He had a sister. I don't know why he was there and his sister wasn't, though. His sister was, we were like the same age. She was like a year or two younger than me, something like that. I don't know why his sister wasn't there. I think I still remember her name. As you can probably imagine, we didn't hang out a lot after that. Not really. You know, one, we didn't even live in the same city, so that kind of helped that. But the other part is, you know, I hit him in the back of the head with a pair of fucking nunchucks. So it's like, oh man, I feel like a dick. All right, anyways, Zhao Gongming, these are for your use at your discretion. As is this. Now I did burn a candle for Hehehe in this. I did burn her thing in here earlier, so I'm kind of Not sure if all that wax got out or not. I think it did. All right, and there we go. Thanks for playing. I hope you got something out of that story. And yeah, happy slamming.